It seems like the wheels of justice are turning. It only took him a fucking month to get this done, but, better late than never, I guess. But yeah, Rampage Jackson's son, Raja Jackson, arrested for brutal pummeling of wrestler. So yes, he's finally been arrested. Finally. Finally. The cops have come back. But yeah, they took their sweet time. Apparently, it's been said that the cops like were collecting everybody's statements and everything like that. But that's like they didn't need a bunch of people's statements. The only statements they needed was Psycho Stu's when he woke up, and maybe like Doug Mallow because he's the one that got in the ring and broke it up. And I suppose you probably need to get statements from like um God, whatever the hell the Samoan guy's name is. I heard it earlier today and now I forgot it already. It's not Rodney Annoy, Black Pearl, whatever. That's his wrestling name. You need to get statements from AJ Mana and Black Pearl, but like that's the only people. You only need statements from those people because all the evidence is out there. Raja Jackson literally has a fucking 3-hour stream of him sitting there planning the entire thing. Him effectively confessing to it right before he does it, and then confessing to it again after he did it. So just it should not have taken this long. It's a travesty that it took this long, but here we are. This is the world we live in. Roger Jackson has been taken into custody for the vicious beating he inflicted on a wrestler at an event in August. Jail records viewed by the Post showed that Jackson was arrested Thursday morning by the LAPD, getting booked shortly before 2 p.m. local time. Jackson was charged with a felony, and online records show that he's being held on a $50,000 bond. So, nobody knows what felony he's being charged with yet. It doesn't know if it's aggravated assault or if it's attempted murder. Hopefully, it's, it should be attempted murder. And then $50,000 bond seems low, but the bond is just like a percentage of the actual bail. So, like, if he's being held on like, let's say it's like $500,000 bail, then the bond would be like, let's say the bond is 10% of that, it would be $50,000. So, nobody knows if he's been bailed out yet, which is funny because Rampage said he had money saved up specifically to bail Raja out of jail because he expected Raja was going to end up in jail one day. But there's something in this article about that. TMZ was first to break the news of Jackson's arrest Thursday night. Jackson was involved in a brutal beating of Stuart Smith, who goes by Psycho Stu, during a Knox Pro Wrestling event in California in August, where Jackson jumped into the ring, slammed Smith to the mat, and beat him while he was unconscious before other wrestlers jumped in to peel him off. The LAPD later confirmed it was investigating the matter, and Jackson's father, UFC legend Rampage Jackson, told MMA and wrestling journalist Ariel Helwani during an interview that he had to cut contact with his son. That's why nobody knows if he got bailed out yet. But he should still, considering if he's as popular a streamer as people claim that he is, then he should probably have that much money. Maybe he doesn't in his own personal accounts. Like, I don't know. Quote, he dishonored my name, Jackson said. I know he's my fucking son. I'm not cutting him off forever. I just haven't talked to him. I talked to him after the shit happened, and he hid the fact that he did that shit and, put my other kids in danger based off what other people said. I just can't talk to him right now. That sounds like you're just like throwing him to the wolves, throwing him under the bus because you know how bad it makes you look. But like honestly, Rampage, at this point, like abandoning him completely is probably this is a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, I suppose. Like, there's nothing you can do, Rampage, that's going to make you look any better because you were egging him on in the lead up to him beating Psycho Stu. You were egging him on. You were calling him a bitch. You were calling him gay. Whenever he called you on the phone, like, you had a hand in what happened. Not only that, but, like, people have seen all the, like, footage of you two on stream together, and you seem like a really shitty parent, just generally speaking. You probably bullied your son his entire life. gave him this massive insecurity complex, and now, like, look what he's done. You know, Rampage Jackson even called for his son to do a little time in jail during the interview. He should do a lot of time in jail, not a little. Smith's family released an update on his condition in late August, revealing that he was released from the hospital and that Smith had sustained a serious head injury and was unconscious upon arrival at the ER. His injuries included trauma to both the upper and lower jaws, a laceration to his upper lip, and a fracture to the maxilla bone, which unfortunately resulted in the loss of several teeth. He has a long road to recovery ahead, but he remains in good spirits despite everything he's been through, the statement concluded. So, yeah, Roger Jackson, um, thankfully, he finally got arrested. Like I said, Rampage is just proving himself to be just as shitty of a father as we all pretty much thought he was. Hopefully, we find out exactly what he's being charged with. You know, hopefully it's attempted murder because that's what I think it was. If the kid in the face paint and then the epic Doug Mallow, if they hadn't jumped in the ring, he was going to keep going. He would have beat he would have beat um, he would have beat Stu to death. So I do think this is attempted murder, but we shall see. We shall see. So this update's good news. Like I said, the wheels of justice are turning. Hopefully, this guy does serious time, and hopefully, he never fights again. That's another thing. Like, I hope that no commission will ever license him to fight ever again. That would be the ultimate punishment because he's not going to do life in prison for this. But yeah. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like the video, sub if you're not subbed. Go to all my links down in the description box and follow me everywhere, especially on X. Be on the lookout for the game streams Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Be on the lookout for Clown War Chronicles on Saturday morning, and throw me a bone, but not so hard that you knock out several of my teeth.